right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader, and I'm here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. I hope you guys are well. We're going to jump right into the analysis, guys. Going to see what I can see. We're getting a Sunday pump, as we often do, and looking at that from an Elliott wave perspective. We don't get too hyped up for that, guys. We know that Sunday pumps often lead to Monday crashes. We got a WXY forming here in the small time frame. This could be it, three-wave correction, setting up for a maybe a move down, a hit to the high, and then a continuation down later on this week as it sets up something like that. So we're going to look at that. I'll show you what I'm seeing in the near future. But let me say hi to everybody. Said hi to me. Just two of you here in the chat. What's up, guys? I know I was a little late getting the live stream feed up, but hey, we're here and we're ready to rock. What's up, Ricky? Good to see you, buddy. Miss you, man. Hope you're well. And there's Keith. How you doing, bud? How's married life treating you, bud? Hope you're doing well as always. And thanks again for meeting me here on Sunday Night Charts. I'm here to give you my best tonight. So let's jump into the analysis. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. Just here to show you what I'm seeing from the charts from an Elliott wave perspective. I'm applying a theory some guy in early 1900s found out from the charts. He saw fives and threes, patterns of fives and threes, puts them together and see what he can see. So we're going to show you how that looks from analysis. That's not all there is to TA, guys. It's just one piece of it, and that's what I'm doing here tonight. I'm just offering one piece of the TA. You got to add your own TA to it. You got to add your own other indicators and however else you look at the market with the geopolitical landscape and everything else applied with it as well. I'm just giving you one piece of it and offering some ideas from this perspective. It doesn't mean this my analysis is perfect or right always, or my bias based on the Elliott wave concept is going to be correct. I just always want to say that because people misunderstand what I'm doing here. I'm not here predicting the future. However, if we get our analysis right of wave structure and the market is following that wave structure, not that market follows it, but if the chart is indeed forming some pattern that we've seen on a regular basis, then we can have some logical expectation of where that price might be headed. So with that said, let's jump into the analysis here. Hey, Crit, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Glad you made it, man. 335, classic BTC. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I got it as a 333, not a 335, though a 335 might be in play. It might be happening. So we'll look and see what that might be. But what I've got on the chart drawn right now is a 333. So, hey, Daniel L., good to see you. Hey, Eddie Bo. Hey, buddy. And we got the wealthy. When alt season? Well, number one, that starts the wealthy, I suppose. That starts with the assumption that there will be an alt season. So don't think just because there have been quote unquote alt seasons in the past means that we're going to have another alt season like that. So just try to be as realistic as possible. What I believe has to happen before anything, to be honest with you, we need a crypto winter. That's going to be accompanied by major market crashes, major geopolitical problems, as well as the death of the dollar, the U.S. dollar, and the transition over to whatever the global system is going to be moved into. In other words, we need a crash of the current system in order to reestablish a new system. Okay, now I'm not looking to reestablish a new system. I'm just telling you that all evidence points to the fact that we're living in the times where the big boys, and the people that run the show, the people that run the governments, and all across the world are in a cohesive and coordinated plan that's obvious to anyone watching with any kind of sense about them, understanding that they are moving us to a digital society where they have complete control of the money flow. They control the money flow, they control our lives. They control our lives, they get to control power, which at the end of the day, it's what these guys want. Crypto is a means by which they're grabbing power, guys. I'm just telling you. They're packaging it to you as if it's decentralized and it's gonna preserve freedom, but actually it's a Trojan horse to come in and to bring actually not freedom, but more bondage. And I operate under the principle that these people have everything planned out, and they are evil, evil people, and they're not going to let you have anything. They're not going to let you have anything. So as long as you buy into these lies that there's going to be another crypto and alt season where you're going to get rich and make a ton of money. Now you can make money and alts can pump, right? But basically they're out to kill you. They're out to take your money. So is it going to be a CBDC? I mean, maybe, or something like it. They let's just put it this way: they're going to control the money flow and the money supply. Okay, they have, in order to do that, they have to crash the system. The current system has to crash. That means the U.S. dollar has to die. And then there has to be great pain first for an extended period of time, because during that pain, as the American people and the people across the world, across the globe are feeling that pain, they're going to be calling in to their government saying, you better do something. And then that's when the governments will say, you need some help? Oh, we got it covered. Go to crypto.gov, go to your website, sign in with your social security number. Oh, wait a minute. No, you got to get a digital ID first. Go get your digital ID and then sign in with your digital ID on the crypto.gov site. We'll get you rocking. We'll deposit some money in your account and we'll get you going. And yeah. So that's kind of what's what's coming, guys. I mean, you can see it. I mean, look at England right now. Look at England. They're enacting crypto IDs, and you're not going to be within this parliament. The guy said you're not going to be able to work without a digital ID. Guys, we're coming into the beast system. Guys, we're coming into a system where you're not going to be able to buy or sell without taking swearing allegiance to the beast. So you read your Bibles, guys. Go read Revelation chapter 12. Go listen to last week's podcast, last week's Sunday night charts, and listen to the last 30 minutes. They will be it'll be a rant of gems of epic proportions, of biblical proportions that you guys will enjoy listening to. So anyway, yeah, I'm not trying to bring FUD here, guys. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you this is what's happening in your world, and you need to wake up if you're not awake. And don't live under the illusion that crypto is going to be the savior and the way you're going to escape the government's control. No. It's the way by which the government is going to take control of the world. Okay, so basically what I see happening is that there's going to be a crypto winter coming in which all these altcoins are going to die. It's going to be an alt season, all right, but it's going to be the opposite direction. A lot of them are very much dead right now, and they're just waiting for something to kill them off. There's going to be a culling of the market that's coming. And so if you're invested in a lot of alts that are just like these speculations on what might be happening, I would not be invested in those types of alts. What I would be invested in if I were an investor in crypto, that's a perspective. The wealthy, I'm not here to tell you that this is definitely going to happen. How it's actually going to play out exactly. I'm just telling you what's coming. You might get an alt season first, but you might get an alt season to the downside first, killing a bunch of alts. And what's going to rise out of the ashes of the death of those alts are the ones that have real use, or the ones that the big boys really plan to use. XRP and that elk, Ethereum, which we know is going to be connected to the new system. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a death to alts coming. Okay, they've been going down, and a lot of these have been dying, and they're going to die. They're going to just be completely. The money's going to move out of them. They're going to be projects that absolutely die. So, all the liquidity is to the upside. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get going on the analysis here. That's my worldview, guys. That's the way I understand. Now, could Bitcoin pump 250K first? Yeah, absolutely. Could the alts pump? Yeah, yes, they could. Are they going up forever and to go up and break all-time highs of all the alts? Some maybe and some not. I know a guy, Brandon, in our group, posted the XMR chart, the Monero chart, and yeah, it's looking like it's about to break out, right? But we know what breakouts look like, and we understand those in light of Elliott wave theory as well. So let me just give you what I'm seeing on the market here from an Elliott wave perspective, and you can do with it what you will, guys. First off, let's jump into Bitcoin here. And again, don't mistake any of this for financial advice. This is the way I see the world and the market. Okay, it's not the only thing I do, but it's certainly something we do lean into. Okay. So what's going on here and with Bitcoin? Right now we're getting what looks to be a three-wave shape. Now there might be a ton more to develop here. There's more wave structure coming in this. This could get more complex before it comes down. You can see the complexity of that wave right there and understand that more could be coming, okay? But right now we're channeling, and we just hit the top of the channel or come close to it. I would expect one of two things. If this wave is part of something much bigger to the downside, watch out for a dump here. I think $50,000, guys, is a real possibility incoming for Bitcoin from the way I look at it. Again, it's a perspective you need to consider. I wouldn't dismiss it because you don't like it. I would consider what I'm saying to you, and let me explain why. Basically, on the weekly chart, we've got wave structure that says, hey, I've got a finished 5-wave move. It's got all the hallmarks of finishedness to it. Okay, we have a throw over on the top. If you want to look at the throw over happening right there, we got a throw over, which is normal. With what we would call leading diagonals. So this is a classic leading diagonal. It's an expanding diag where the wave, there's 5 waves, and you can see how I've marked those. What we're expecting to see is some kind of a 3-wave pullback. I would expect that's going to come very close to 50K on its final movement before move, and that this process could take the next 4 years to develop. Okay, this might be channeling down into a downside move of biblical proportions, so to speak, because everybody's expecting it to go straight up and to the moon. Let's go straight to 200K. And if you've been around my channel long enough to know, you know that the market doesn't move like that. It doesn't go straight up. That what more than likely this count is a large 1 wave right here, and we need a bit of a pullback, and it could get more complex than this, but it could be as simple as this 3-wave move back down to about 50K support. That's a nice area of support. I've been calling for 50K, or at least talking about 50K for quite a while, looking for it to find support there before we go up to those higher numbers that everybody would love to have. And during this time, if my theory is correct, during this time, and this could take longer, it could do something like that, right, before it goes, but during that time, this is the crypto winter I'm speaking about. That could happen. It may not happen, but it could happen, and we might be in the beginning throes of it. Okay, in other words, the crypto winter that I'm talking about that kills the alts and lets the money consolidate from the non-useful alts into the useful alts. It also allows for the final money grab. As well, and the final positioning of the big boys for the big move. This is all precursor to the big move that everybody's looking for Bitcoin, right? We've taken out the all-time high. We've pulled back. We've bounced off of it. Everybody's expecting, let's go to the moon right now. It would be perfect timing and normal process for this to come down, take out the weaklings, and then go. Okay, that's normal price action for a normal wave structure. Okay, so that's where I'm starting with my high time frame analysis, that we have all the hallmarks of finished wave. I've got divergence, triple divergence right here, or double divergence, however you want to call it. There's triple divergence there. There's there to there. There's there to there, and then we have this to that. Okay, that's triple divergence. That's screaming at me, hey, watch out, we could be topping here on the weekly chart. Okay, so those are all the reasons why I'm looking at this thinking, hey, it's possible we could have topped. Secondly, looking at the smaller time frame analysis here, we say, okay, what if that's the case, if we've topped, what's this wave structure that I'm looking at? Well, glad you asked. Basically, I'm looking at this as an A wave. Oh, come on. An A wave to there, a B wave to there, and I need a C wave. okay? And the C wave is not finished, potentially. Here's one way to consider it. It's not finished. In other words, we need C to come down, and it needs to be 5 waves. C needs to be 5. Well, how do we count this? Well, we have an initial wave to the downside here. We got a 3-wave pullback that came back 50%, which is just fine. It's a little shallow, but it's just fine for what Bitcoin could do. And now we're looking for wave 3, 4, and 5. And you can see that that gets us down pretty fast and furious. Gets down to this area of support and resistance zone. And if I pull the fibs, you'll see that that comes down to a nice fib area. Let's go ahead and pull the fibs on that and see what fib area that brings us to. That brings us right down to the 3618 extension, which that's a perfect area to think about for a target zone from an Elliott wave standpoint. And that would be a beautiful wave 1. I would be looking for a move back down or back up, 3-wave move back to the upside, looking for a fast and furious another wave down, maybe to come tag my next target, which would be 50K, and that's really the area I am very interested in, very, very interested in. Now I think 70K is a great first initial target. Okay, and I think that's an area of real interest if it comes down here, and then I would expect some kind of a rally followed by another move to the downside. Now, that would be 3 waves coming down to about 50K. I could see it wicking if it wants to get fast and furious. I could see it wicking down to 40K and then finding a bottom there. V-shaped recovery back up into the zone here. Okay. Come bounce off the zone, and then after that, this would be about 2030 when we start taking off. Okay, and all of this would be a 4-year bear market here. Okay, in which we could already be starting. We might be in the throes of it, and it might be ready for the next move to the downside. Tonight's pump might be a precursor to the dump we're going to get this week, which is what I'm thinking. So anyway, if we get this dump, it could come down fast and furious down to about it's impossible to know the exact time and, exact location, but this is the zone I would watch it for. Am I saying it's going to come straight down? No, it's going to come down in waves, right? Now it could come down straight, but it's going to come down in waves. What I've drawn right to here, that takes us, through December, okay, the end of December. What I've just drawn, as I've drawn it, takes us right into the end of December, which gives us, a dump right into the beginning of the year. That lets the yearly candle and the monthly candle of, well, we'll just have to see the way the monthly candles close, right? But it lets the monthly candles do their things and the yearly candle wick, okay, and then maybe a pull back here, so it's not such a big wick. And then price plays around for 6 months until we get another dump towards the end of next year. Maybe. I don't know. It's impossible to tell you how this is going to play out, but I'm just showing you wave structure and a scenario that could play out. And this structure, if I drew it in myself, would take us about 3 to 4 years to play out. And this would give time for the system, the system that is rising, right, to do its thing, to develop, and we'd be ready. I mean, imagine all that's going to be happening in the next 4 years with the rise of AI. The world will begin shifting strong every year. It'll be stronger and stronger towards AI. That means people are losing their jobs over that. Wars and rumors of wars will be have time to develop as well, because we have major geopolitical rumblings happening, especially when money is changing hands and power is changing hands, and the U.S. empire is now we're possibly at the state of falling, or this is the beginning of the fall of the U.S. empire. I mean, we had the rise of the British Empire and it fell. Now we got the rise of the U.S. empire and it's falling. Its monetary system is crashing. So don't think that the U.S. empire is going to be around forever, or that it can't change hands. I don't know what the plans are as far as the kingdoms of this world. I do know that the king of the universe, and he's in complete control. I do know that. And I know his plans and what that's going to look like. But how it's exactly going to play out, I don't know. But I do have this worldview and understanding that we are in a critical moment in history right now, where the the U.S. dollar is dying. The current financial system is dying. We're moving away from fiat, away from cash, and we're going to digital. And in order for that to happen, my take, in order for that to happen, the people of the world have to want it. Now, who in their right minds would want that? Think that through for a minute. Understanding that it means complete loss of freedom, right? Well, what happens is when people's livelihood, safety, and concern and life are in danger, people throw away principles and gravitate to life-saving mechanisms. Unfortunately, he that would give up freedom in order to have safety will have neither. So some of our founding fathers used to say, to give up your freedom for safety, you'll get neither if you do that. You'll have neither freedom nor safety. But safety and security and reformation will be packaged in the promise of deliverance from the calamity that's coming. So I do believe we're on the precipice of a major market crash. I see the S&P and the NASDAQ getting ready to find their tops. Gold and silver are signaling that things are changing. We are in amazing times. So this is my perspective. This is the way I look at the world. This is the lens at which I'm bringing all this to the table. But then I look at the wave structure and say, okay, what's the wave structure telling me? And this is the story this is the story I believe it's telling me right now. Okay, whether that's true, because this could come up and take out the high, and then Jim's wrong, and all of my haters will be right, and or at least right for at least another wave, and that'll be okay, because still within this scenario we could go up, hit the high straight up from here one more time. And then come down. Okay. I'm not sure what that comment means. XRP Den, Dream PM. I don't know what that means. What gold is pricing in is yet to be announced. Correct, Chemo. Correct. That's going to be reevaluated soon. When do you see that happening, buddy? Do you have any timing on that? Okay, I've given you my basic understanding of this wave and what we're looking at. Obviously, I could be wrong and just watch out. There could be a hit to the high. One more time before down. So keep that in mind. But I don't think so. I feel like we've hit the high plenty of times. We have all the divergences we're looking for. This needs to finish to the downside. I think it's got more death to come here. So I'm looking for more down. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean it can't go up. It just means that that's what I'm looking for. That's my perspective, and I'm still looking down. All right, so let's look in the small time frame. Let's see what this wave structure is. Okay, what could this be in light of this? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Eddie, they're not going to do any quantitative easing. The next bank failure that's coming, and we're getting ready to have a bank failure, and I'm glad you bring that up, guys. It's going to be a bail-in. It's not going to be a bailout. They will not, and they've already made this clear. They're not going to bail out the banks anymore. What that means is, that doesn't mean banks are going to die, and so sorry for the banks. Okay, here's what that means. That means people who have their money tied up in those banks lose their money. That's what that means. The banks go insolvent, and the banks seize the assets and say, hey, because basically when you put your money in a bank, you're giving the freedom to that bank to go invest it, right? and they're paying you an interest payment in order to take your money, go invest it, and basically, if their investment goes bad, oh well, sorry. The last time their investments went bad in 2008, the government said, "Oh, we'll fix that. We'll just we know you had bad investments, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you your loss back." It's kind of like your exchange. It's kind of like you're getting liquidated. You got liquidated in a trade and you had a bad investment, but the exchange says, "Hey, I tell you what we'll do. We're going to give you all your money back and let you try again." Okay. No, that's not going to happen again. Basically, your money is going to get seized. And so the bank, that's the next. So there won't be any QE, Eddie. That's not coming, buddy. Sorry. So if you've got any real money in banks, guys, the general plan is you need to get it in assets that are that preserve their value through time and crashes. Things of real value like gold and silver and property, these things. Okay. So you don't want to have any real money in banks. Okay. You got to have money in there to survive. Stop what? I'm telling you facts, man. These are facts. You can look them up. I mean, there's enough information out there. All right. Anyway, so yeah, bail-in is the next. Yeah, I'm not the guy to answer that question, Alex, because I don't hold, I don't keep, I just trade crypto. I don't hold it. I trade it. Okay. Well, let's keep looking. Let's look at this wave structure. I'll keep going. I just want to. Again, I'm just telling you real things that are going on. How it's going to play out exactly in the market, it's impossible to know. I'm just telling you what wave structure is doing in light of what's going to happen. And this is going to happen. Does that mean, my idea is correct about what, as far as the way the wave will come down? No, it doesn't. This is the best I can see for now. All right, so how do I interpret this if this is an ABC? So here's how I look at it. So I'm looking at this as A. There's three waves right here, A, B, C. All right, I'm gonna put the A wave right there. Here's B. ABC took the high, so that's a flat, so we're looking for C. Now, did we get C? Is C finished? Okay. Did C finish right there? No, it didn't. Why? Oh, come on. There it goes. Because we went and took that low, and we took, and this wave to me isn't finished. So I don't think C is finished. I think it's continuing on, and we have more lows to come. So how do I look at that? I'm looking at this as, oh, come on. I'm seeing this as ABC right there. I'm seeing this as 1, 2. We're in 3, 4, and 5. So let's do some work on this wave here. If that's the case, what's this here? What is this wave? You said, well, Jim, that looks very three wave-ish. It does right now, unless that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is making some kind of, so this is another 1. So what if that's a 1, 2? What if this is a 1? And this is coming up here, maybe. That would be, get everybody bullish again, 2, right? And then looking down. So that's one way to look at it. We might be coming up here, okay? And that would be a 1, 2, 1, 2. And oh man, if that's a 1, 2, 1, 2, guys, how many of you guys know what that means? Okay, let me explain to you 1, 2, 1, 2 if you don't know what that means. From an Elliott standpoint, let me draw a wave for you. 1, I'm going to put 2 way over here. We're going to put 3, 4, 5. Let me draw the smaller. Let me get rid of my RSI. Okay, so there's a 5-wave move, okay, in what we call an impulse wave in Elliott. Okay, the 1-2-1-2 phenomenon is we have a 1-2 there, and then what we do is we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what that is the 1-2 of the third wave. Now, if it starts to get even more, then you could take the third wave of the third and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can kind of keep doing it. It can kind of just like. So this is how the big wave is created. And so all of a sudden it starts kind of looking triangular, right? But it's really just revving up. Revving up for the downside. So if that's a 1-2-1-2, okay, then this is setting up for big move down. Okay? So watch out for such a thing. Yeah, that was my question as well, Chemo. I had no idea what he's saying. Let me take a peek at XRP quick. I'm looking for a trade here. Okay, we'll watch that for a minute. Okay, so if that's a 1-2-1-2, I mean, you can kind of see how that gets us down in 3 waves. Down to that 50K, even 40K range. Oh, man. I know that would scare everybody. But that would be the buy of the century. If you believe in Bitcoin and you believe it's going to be here forever, that would be the buy of the century. That would be your last chance, probably, to buy and hold. And that is when I probably buy and become a long-time holder. If I believe in it at the time. It just depends. Because I have scenarios in my mind that says, hey, Bitcoin is not here to stay. I have some very, very, but in order for that to be true, there have to be some very, very scary things happening on the earth that I don't want to be true. But it could be. So just realize that I have scenarios in my mind in which Bitcoin is not part of crypto of the future. It's just the Trojan horse to bring us into the digital age. But it could be that crypto as we know it gets discarded in the near future in exchange for something else that's in the development stages now behind the scenes that they're going to raise up at the right time. But basically, this is the on-ramp to bring us into an age where they're going to, do everything digitally, but it's not going to be in the form that of this current system that we now see as crypto. Fighter pilot, I'd like to hear your theory on that. That might be very true. What's your theory on that? And again, given this scenario, a move down to 50K actually sets us up for a major move to 500K, okay, in my mind. Okay, so I'm very bullish at 50K. I'm not bullish where we are from a wave structure standpoint, but expecting a move down to about 50K, and that's when I get bullish to 500K or $1 million. So just understand that's what I see. That's what I believe is coming. That we're going to have a crash before the pump, and it's going to be a crash that's going to be coupled with geopolitical problems. It's going to be coupled with FUD, and it's going to be coupled with maybe even some legislation, just stuff going on that we can't exactly foresee, but there's stuff brewing, and just know that it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Tonight's live's a little sparse tonight. People don't like the bearish view. That's okay. I'm not here to win approval, I suppose. I've passed that through the years. I've stopped trying to do that. I'm just trying to tell the truth whenever I can. It always feels good when people hang around for truth, but or at least considering alternate viewpoints from their own. The 200 weekly, huh? Let me take a peek at that 200 weekly. Holy moly. That 50K is right there on the 200 weekly, ain't it, buddy? There you go. See, there's a perspective right there, buddy. Good job. Good eye. Good eye, Keith. Love it. Love it. That's why I keep that 200 on my chart, by the way, on every time frame. 200 is a very, very good simple moving average to watch. Very powerful on all time frames. Okay, well, that's my viewpoint of Bitcoin. Could it go up? Yes. I think the wave structure is pointing to something like this, not pointing to something like this. Okay? So that's where I stand. Let's take a peek at correlation analysis now. That means we're going to go leave Bitcoin and we're going to go to the other charts and say, are the other charts supporting this? Okay, I want to look at XMR tonight, and I want to look at XRP as well. Just kind of looking at what's going on there. Give me 1 second just to take a peek at the chart here. Pulling up my phone here just to take a peek at this trade I'm looking for. Lovely. Okay, let's look at XRP for a moment. Look at the wave structure that's happening here. So right now, this really appears like we have a move, 3 wave, and then go. The only problem I'm really struggling with that, but it is what it is. The only problem I'm having with that is this wave structure here doesn't give me the feel goods for it. This could be 3 waves here, but I'm not a huge fan of that either. I'm watching out for this move and then that, or this move and then that, right? In order for this flat to play right there, this needed to be 5. And I'm not a huge fan of this as 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending diag. That would satisfy me a bit more. So if this finds I would love this 4-hour candle to turn into a red engulfing to the downside. That would be a lovely. Then I would like to see that. That would make me love this move more. But watch out for something like this as well, where this was, now keep in mind, and this is the real bearish look, okay? Sorry, guys. That this was A, this was A, this was B, and now we're in C. And C still has to get down here. Okay, that means C needs to be 5. So we got a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that's 1, 2. So this is about to roll over and come down here. That's the bearish look. So we're counting this as 1, 2. This could be 3, 4, 5. Did that? Is that a valid count? I don't know if it's valid or not. It could be valid. Not a huge fan. The wave structure is challenging for sure. But I know, I just want to say that this right here, that move right there is totally in the cards. And if it does that, it could pull back and continue. I mean, it could really come down and then finish this out. Then we'd be ready. Four-star, yeah, true. XRP is the king of WXYs. I like XRP quite a bit. Now, keep in mind, this certainly looks like it wants to do this. And so that's on the table yet. Still on the table. And you got to keep that in mind for sure. Small time frame. I'm not sure exactly what this is. W. See, this is really challenging wave structure here because this doesn't look three wave-ish at all. It looked more impulsive, right? So I'm going to say that's a flat right here. There's your W to there. There's your X wave to there. Now I need Y. That's about finished. Okay, and so Y, A, B, C. And that's it. That's W, X, Y. Might hit the high again, may not. If that's a finished three waves, then that's could be coming down for another move. The bullish way to interpret that, it becomes an is what it is wave. Okay. This becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. This is a trash wave there. It is what it is. 1, 2. And now we're just going. Pullbacks will be small, and we're going to start picking up steam straight up. Doesn't have to go up forever, but it could start going straight up. Maybe finishing out an ABC. A, B, C. To the upside. Which could then be WXY, WXY, and then WXY, something like that. Of course, I didn't draw that very well, but you get the idea. So yeah. Okay, let's look at Ethereum quick. This looks like it wants to hit the high again. Now, Ethereum, my target is the 1-to-1 area, about $3,700 for Ethereum here. What is my wave structure for that? Again, some kind of three wave. That's horrible. And then a three wave. Coming back up to this zone right here to go on down. Pretty overbought here on the 1 hour. 4 hour has a bit more room, but there's hidden bearish divergence there, but there's more room. I hate this wave structure though. This looks pretty bullish in one way. But here's what you do. You can stay bullish on Ethereum until that trend line gets crossed back to the downside. These crosses to the downside, they get you bearish, right? Okay. But this could be three waves. It's ugly, it's nasty, but it could totally be three waves. But on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, there's no divergence here in the 1 hour. So that looks like we're going to get some kind of a pullback here on the 1 hour chart. We need some kind of a pullback, some kind of hit to the high again, and then so to create some divergence here. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Again, if we start getting pumpy here and going up and taking highs, then this, see, that looks like three waves, looks finished. 1, 2, 3, looks done. This looks like it needs to come down for more downside. My overarching idea here is that this is a three-wave move, that's three waves. Now, here's something interesting. This could be part of a larger three-wave move where you got 3, 3, and 3. And I suppose that could be the finishing move of a larger. I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's possible. I am a believer in Ethereum. I think Ethereum, as far as we can tell, is going to be part of the next banking system. We'll have to see. Could this be making some kind of intermediate wave like this, where you got some kind of little flat here, and then we get another three waves down, and then setting up for a big move? Maybe that could be in the works as well. Let's look at XMR. I wanted to take a peek at that because Brandon in our group mentioned that one. So, yeah, so you can see we got a pump, we got a dump, we got a pump, we got a dump, and now it's been pumping. But it's been pumping a little differently than these other two pumps for sure. But this could be, I mean, obviously, you look at this, you're like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's break out and go, right? Totally. Could be on the table. But right now, we've got to keep in mind that this looks like 3. That looks like 3. Watch out for the 5 to the downside. Fast and furious, taking out these lows. That becomes a 3-wave move. And then the pump comes, okay? So this right here is kind of what I'm saying that Bitcoin needs to do. I think XMR could do that. And that would be setting up for a big time 1-2 to the upside. Okay, and after that hit to the low, that's when crypto goes forever and goes long and hard. It's a big takeout first, scare everybody to death, straight down, fast and furious, freaking everybody out, right? Comes with FUD, comes with war, comes with something, right? But then the move comes later. That kind of move right there is what I'm expecting. If this move happens, something like that, and this holds, yeah, then we look to buy. Then we're looking at this as 3 waves, boom, and then go. Let's go. Could this play around up here a little longer? Absolutely could. Nothing ever goes as fast as you want it to go, right? But now let's look at LTC because that's the same thing happening, okay? So on LTC, same problem. Let me show you the wave that's bothering me. This is Litecoin, okay? Started my channel doing TA on Litecoin, okay? So that 3-wave move right there says, hey, I got more down to come, okay? That this wave structure needs to finish to the downside. So for me, I look at that wave structure and I'm like, yeah, okay. I got a 3-wave move. I got 3 down, 3 up. You say that's your 3-wave down? No, it's not. In my world, it's not finished. I see this, and then that. Then it'll be closer to finished. Okay, then it'll be closer to finished. I suppose one other option here we have to give it is some kind of a diag, but then again, that if we look at a diag here, then that's going to call for more down. So we'll say, okay, well, we got 1, 2, boom, boom. Not a fan. Man, I'm not a fan. I don't like the diag. See, I kind of see Litecoin as one of those that's just going to die. I don't see it as really useful in the coming market. To me, this is one of those coins that is just it's not going to make it. It's going to just die. But it totally could. I could be wrong here. It could totally pump up again, pump up the jams. So is that alt season coming? Is Litecoin pointing the way? Maybe. Boom, boom, something like that. And then down. Yeah, maybe. Sure. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. There it is. There's my analysis of the crypto market. We're going to call that good. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't, but I've given my thoughts, and there it is. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream tonight. It is 9 o'clock. Hope you guys are well. Thanks for joining me. Good to see you, Chemo. Missed you last week. Hope you're well. Make sure you check out Chemo Sabi's channel. And if you need a place to be, you want a community of traders that like-minded, and we try not to FOMO, and we try to stay even keel through all this mess, come on into the Jim of All Trades Discord. Love to have you in there. With that said, y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.